Today I want to speak with you all about the phenomena of acceleration. And so Omni awakening is a phenomena itself. I have been a purveyor, a preceptor, a teacher, an igniter, an initiator of Omni awakening for over 3 decades. But to begin to appreciate the nature of acceleration, which each and all of you are feeling and sensing, the speeding up of time, if you will. So if you can understand that time and consciousness are essentially a partner in terms of the sense of acceleration that is happening all over the world. That as consciousness is accelerating, time is accelerating, the process of manifestation is accelerating far beyond years past, decades past, centuries past, yugas past, you see. And so the importance of understanding this is that it speeds up the completion of your karmic wheel. And for all those who are now realizing that completing your karmic wheel is foremost upon the path to finish with the lessons of the soul, so that your embodiment of mastery can begin to become illumined. And as you reach forth in your endeavors of service, as you set your sights on your awakening, as you hold thine eye steady in the light, and that alignment, that constant alignment that lifts you beyond the ego mind altogether, understand that the nature of acceleration is speeding up, if you will, what seems to be the conveyor belt that completes your karmic wheel. And so there are days, I'm sure, where you feel as though one issue after the other is stacking up. And there are days of relative bliss and calm, and it tends to go back and forth, a bit like a roller coaster ride at times. And whether this is entirely an internal manifestation of acceleration, or whether it is an acceleration of life lessons that you're experiencing in your outer world, the point that I wish to say to each of you is that it is purposeful. Do not fear or reject or push away the acceleration itself. It is happening on a cosmic level. It is happening on a universal level. It is happening on a planetary level. This time of acceleration seeds, furthers, perpetuates the proliferation of divine life, the proliferation of divine evolution, those great wheels of light, that as the soul is accepted into the higher dimensions, true soul advancement, true mastery begins to unfold effortlessly, without the resistance, without the hesitation, without the second guessing, without the doubts and the worries that are so common to the third dimensional ego mind. And so acceleration is a blessing. It is a fact of what is understood as the prime directive activation for awakening, for enlightenment on this planet, for changing the world as we know it. And truly, this is indeed unfolding. Despite what you might see in your outer world, great changes are taking place, and they are taking place rapidly. And yet it is difficult, and often you lose sight of what can be called the full radar screen, the big picture of a planetary orb of unfolding consciousness, if you will. But the acceleration of time and the acceleration of light and the acceleration of consciousness it is designed to speed up, if you will, the acceleration of finishing your soul lessons. Oh, dear ones, we of the Brotherhood of Light are here to assure you, do not be fearful when issues and challenges are appearing in your life, whether they are internal or external, but recognize them as opportunities, each and every one as an opportunity to grow, to expand, to make new choices, to have realizations arise that would not otherwise have been possible. There is a perfection to the unfolding of the divine plan in your life. This I assure you. Therefore, appreciate, if you will, the love and the light and the presence of the divine in your life, no matter what internal or external expression is taking place. Welcome the tests, welcome the holy fire, welcome the purification, welcome the learning. For as you complete your karmic wheel, that is when the golden gates to the great halls of illumination welcome you. You have completed the halls of learning. You have completed the halls of wisdom. And it is with the opening of the great halls of illumination for this universe that the chambers of creation, of sacred knowledge, of unbelievable, unfathomable, pristine laws and principles that will change the very face of your planet are being revealed for the very first time in your planet's history. And although we masters have stood behind the teachers of Chichen Itza, of the Mayans and the time calendar, and we have stood behind Master Thoth and others in the temples of Egypt, and we have stood behind those who brought through the revelations and insights all over the world, whether it has been in the chapels and cathedrals of Europe, or the monasteries of Tibet, or the high places of the Andes of South America. Oh, dear ones, we, the Brotherhood of Light, are outpouring as never before. And the rarity and the sublime perfection of sacred knowledge is indeed opening. And so therefore understand that acceleration is serving the opening of the golden doors of the great halls of illumination, and the outpouring of sacred knowledge that will literally change the face of this earth. And that is something that is a certainty, dear ones. The planet is being uplifted, supported, and assisted in every way possible. All of us who serve as the guardians of this universe, this solar system, and this planet are standing behind you now as never before. Therefore, as you use the heightened acceleration, the speeding up, as you see it as the very velocity that allows you to gain a new place in history, a new place in the universe, a new place in consciousness. It's like the rising wave that a surfer finally is able to catch, and the velocity, the volume, the force of it is what allows that beautiful supreme moment of oneness between the surfer and the wave, if I might use this humble analogy. Therefore, I am saying to each of you, learn to ride the waves of acceleration, for truly they serve you. Appreciate the power of acceleration and welcome the tests, welcome the learning, welcome the challenges, for they are the divine becoming that allows you to one day pierce the veils entirely and forever, and never again return to the ego mind and its worry, its doubt, its skepticism, and misgiving. And it is through that absolute being, in the Godhood that you truly are, that you make way for a new planet, that you make way for 1,000 years of golden new becoming, of divine manifestation, of peace and prosperity for all beings. Feel this, know this, be this. Blessings.